is pumped up as their Redskins get set to match up with the New England Patriots. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the Young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
We got this.
So out comes the Redskins offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a man who's made it back from injury, 35 years of age now, Alex Smith.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Here we go. 18 Gator.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And now look at him go. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson, his second touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Patriots come out led by the 4-time Super Bowl MVP and owner of a record 6 Super Bowl rings. Arguably the greatest to ever play the game, Tom Brady. And we keep asking the same questions every year. How much longer can he keep doing this? Is this the year the dynasty crumbles? And every year Brady comes out and leads his team to the Super Bowl. They've been there now 3 years in a row, and only one team has made it 4. That's the Buffalo Bills. But remember, they lost all 4 in the early 90s. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. They'll run with a former Viking, Jerick McKinnon. And they'll get him down as he's... inside the 40.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
You got to be ready. Don't be scared of it.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. And now we take a peek at the Patriot offense.
I love the versatility of Marcus Cannon. He can play guard. He can play tackle. I think his foot... work has really improved during his time in the NFL. He has one of the better backstories that you're going to get. This is a guy who was diagnosed with cancer, has beaten that, and now is one of the better players in the NFL.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And now a look at the Washington defense.
At corner is Josh Norman. I would think he would want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know, Josh would have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
Brady's throw on 3rd down there is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this score will stay right where it is.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson with his second. Touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Redskins get the quick. Quick strike touchdown. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. And he fires one incomplete. Trying to get it to Willie Snead there. And it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Now a play fake. Brady is going to fire one deep over into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. He'll pick up another first down with that run.
And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over first and 10. Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champs ready for their next possession.
Mike, 53, Mike.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Redskins scoop it. And he will score. Touchdown, Washington. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
On is Hopkins now for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it. And that's what you don't want to do.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. 22 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. Strong safety Landon Collins, the one who got a hand in there, knocked it away. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Brady. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. It's not often that we put the word overthrow next to the name Tom Brady.
His accuracy is so good that when there are misses, they're usually not by much. So when we see one like that,
look, scratch your head a little bit.
We're chuckling about the whole thing. Let's see how fired up he gets about it, though, because you know he likes to atone for his errors.
Brady. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Alert! 56 to Mike, boy, 56. Ozzy! Ozzy! 450.
Brady to throw for it on 4th down. And that is going to be incomplete. The Patriots come up. Empty on 4th down. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-size hole here, and a good-size hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's the Redskins in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Just like that.
On 2nd down, it's Peterson. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
That run is what defenses don't like about dealing with Adrian Peterson. His ability to drop his shoulder and run through contact.
And he's amazing at keeping those strong legs going, isn't he?
For him, no run is ever truly over. I mean, he's actually not even convinced that.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Chris Thompson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's Josh Gordon as he heads back out there now. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Brady going to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 50.
Throwing now is Brady. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 38-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Grant. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Check pass. Check pass.
They will run with Grant. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Ryan Kerrigan in on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Wait, set. Round 80. Round 80.
Squeeze, double.
Easy.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still second down.
And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the stick, 2nd and 15. Now Brady. Pass incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach, and we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Deep rip.
And he's into the clear. 30, the 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Paul Richardson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Here we go.
So now Benjamin Watson and the rest of the offense heading out there. The September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball. All right, when guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, they go through the league the first time and they're hot. They're going, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them. They get scouting reports. They start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call because he's a known entity. See how they defend him going forward. 22 yards there, a first down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. A gain of 3, second down. On 2nd and 7, Brady. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. Jonathan Allen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Now Brady.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Philip Dorsett, his second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots get a score closer.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get into the end zone?
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And that will shave one more off this lead. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Alex Smith and the offense heading out for their next possession. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Back to throw, Smith. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards there and a first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Smith. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Smith now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Got a man, that's Rashard Higgins. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Smith now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Smith now to throw. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you, too, in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin up in Nashville. Buffalo in town to take on Tennessee. And it's the Titans with the lead in the second quarter of play. A touchdown there for Dion Lewis. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's been the veteran Alex Smith with the strong first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front. As we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A first down run, not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
That was 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
To Boyle here over the middle. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 28.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On first down, Brady. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Second down, McKinnon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Brady now to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
First play of the drive is a run with Thompson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again. And he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From just shy of midfield, Smith, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Gator. Two times. 4 down.
On 2nd and 9, Smith. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Richardson. And down inside the 15 he goes.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Watch the screen.
From the red zone now, Smith. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Watch the curve.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Jordan Reed, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Tressway now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to his
pressure, gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Let's go.
Back near his goal line. Here's Brady. Finds his man. Watson over the middle. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a 1st down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for New England. 55 yards. On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 6, Brady. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point try for Gostkowski.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by the Redskins. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give the Redskins 13 there and a 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. To throw on 2nd and 6, Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The Redskins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Smith. That's complete right around the 8. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Smith going to throw it, and he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. The sack by Michael Bennett, the native of tiny Independence, Louisiana. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Smith. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message? Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver, and it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. One final try now for Brady. Now a desperation throw deep downfield, and that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the game will continue for at least one more play.
Cannot finish a game on a defensive penalty. That's why they get one more untimed attempt.
Now Brady, he's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Redskins,